Alright, so let's talk about Aladdin and the Wonderful Lamp. So, this is a Toei movie from Japan, of course. It is the fifth and final entry in Toei's World Masterpiece Fairy Tales. And yeah, I guess they were trying to take some inspiration from Disney, doing, you know, fairy tales that Disney hasn't done up to this point, although obviously this story in particular, well, none of the other ones have gotten any, Disney, but yeah, obviously Aladdin has, and, well, I know that, there's some various notorious animated movies in the early 90s coming up for both Thumbelina and Swan Lake, but, for now, well, anyway, the story is we got, well, I've talked about the story of Aladdin a couple times by now. This is, the fourth, fifth adaptation of the story that I've reviewed. And yeah, it's if you know the story, you know it, but otherwise, Aladdin is this peasant boy who, he's also a thief, but I guess in this version they kind of make him, he doesn't really like stealing food, so I guess it's not necessarily his area of expertise. He's actually kind of like tagging along with like a group of hooligans. Yeah. So yeah, they steal food. Let's see. Then at one point he gets caught by this sinister wizard figure, sorcerer, whatever you want to call him. And he basically talks him into following him out into the desert, into this mystical cave, so he can find a magic lamp for him. Yeah. Yeah, no, that old story. And yeah, once again, this version has, like, two genies. There's, like, the less powerful one in the ring, and then, yeah, the, god-level genie in the lamp. Let's see, Aladdin finds the lamp. He refuses to give it to the wizard. And yeah, from there, he uses the power of both genies to return him to the town, and then, get rich, marry the princess that he meets along the way that he falls in love with, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Pretty basic adaptation in terms of, like, what they adapt from the story. I guess they probably do take a few little liberties with the original story, and, I'd be lying if I didn't say that some of these liberties taken seem kind of sloppy in terms of writing. A few moments in here, though I can't remember the exact moments, are kind of unintentionally funny. So yeah, the writing isn't the best. Also, I watched the English dub, and the voice acting in this dub isn't great. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Not the worst I've ever heard, but pretty bad. Let's see. Yeah, but otherwise the animation for what it is fine. It's not as good as most of other Toei's movies. It's kind of at the level of you know, all the other masterpiece fairy tales movies. And But yeah, it's got a few entertaining moments. I think it's a nice, straightforward story. So yeah, if you're a fan of the Aladdin mythos or whatever you want to call it, this one's not a bad movie to just put on, turn your brain off. It's definitely nothing like spectacular. It's not like a huge standout. Obviously, not as good as the Disney version. But yeah, I think it's perfectly serviceable for what it is. Yeah, I mean, not much to say. I think the movie was entertaining enough to keep me invested, and it's not that long. It's only just over an hour. By the way, I did forget to mention that movie I reviewed last night. You know, the cello movie. Yeah, that one's actually a few minutes shorter than this one, so it's like pretty much exactly an hour long. So yeah, I guess we're starting 82 with some pretty short movies. Yeah. Otherwise, I don't really have much to say about this one. It's a simple, straightforward Aladdin adaptation. Yeah, I think it's pretty adequate across the board, aside from, again, the writing and the English dubbing. But yeah, again, it's not a bad movie to put on and just turn your brain off for about an hour. So, yeah, not really much else to say. I think I'm just gonna go ahead, give this movie a 7 out of 10. If you're interested, feel free to check it out. And yeah, as usual, if there's anything else I feel I need to add, I'll put it in the comments. And I'll just leave it at that for now. Mash it and smash it, signing off.